How's everybody doing? My name is Kurt Friedrich, and welcome to episode 29 of TNT Stocks. Today's actual date is October 13, the simulated of 2025. The simulated date is May 3 of 2027. I apologize for getting this out a little bit late. Yesterday after racing was a pretty busy day, and just was not able to get to this video. But I have updated all my data, and I'm filming this right now before the stock market opens today on the 13th. So everything is still pretty much as of Friday uh, on the 10th. And with that being said, last week was just going to be honest. It was kind of as I was started off as I was expected, and then when Friday hit, it pretty much tanked. I mean everything out of like the 128 stocks that I track, I think only four of them had a was on the green, had a positive Friday. So yeah, not going to be a pretty video, but let's go ahead and go through the criteria and the disclaimer, and it will show unpack the portfolio and all the slides and show how much damage we received from the Friday market. All right, so for criteria, one video per week will simulate 1 month. I will create videos when available at home, not while traveling on Army Reserve duty or vacations. Any week with a missed video will not be considered a simulated month. Each video will simulate loading $100 to the TNT Stocks account. All stocks bought in the simulation are actual companies with their actual end-of-week closing stock prices. Stocks can be sold between episodes at certain prices per personal strategies. This month we bought 3 stocks at the price range of $5 to $250. We'll get into that here in a little bit. Let us see why $100 per video will look like over time. Alright, disclaimer, these videos are for entertainment purposes only. I'm not qualified or certified to give professional investment advice. Day trading has high risks involved. Any gain or loss is at a personal risk. Past performances do not guarantee success in future stock purchases. It is highly recommended that you do your own due diligence when it comes to deciding which stock you will purchase. All right, let's get into the madness. Okay, so as you see here, we still have our portfolio split into 2 different sides, as we've been doing for many episodes now. And again, the reason why I do that is because our portfolios has so many different line items that if I tried to fit it all in one slide, it would be really small. It'd probably be information overload, which this probably already is information overload. But it would be really hard to look at even on my monitor. It still looks like a lot. It's still a little blurry. So I try to switch it up onto two different slides to break it up and make it a little easier to follow, a little easier to read. So let's start from the top. You see AGL is still our eyesore top money loser. If we were to sold it on Friday at closing, we would have had a loss of $33. This is per my old strategy that I used to use, that I no longer use, and you may see here why I started a new strategy in this video. But right now, we don't sell anything if it's under $2. We don't buy anything if it's under $5. So waiting for it to come back up. And this is really the first time I've seen the closing under $1. So yeah, it took a big hit also on Friday. And yeah, really still just being an eyesore. And again, as I said in previous videos, I really dislike the fact that our oldest line item on our portfolio is also our top money loser. It's just not a good look. But as these videos are real data, it kind of is what it is, and we just are going to have to live with it for now and probably for a little while longer. But moving further down, you see there's a lot of blue here. So yeah, we did sell our AT&T. Sorry, I almost called it TNT stocks. Our AT&T stock that we bought on the May 9th, one share at closing at 26.66 with a losing of $1.18. You see METTC. METTC was one of the stocks that actually had a gain on Friday. So it was like one of those 4 or 5 that I followed that did have a gain. Again, I really hope that you all watching this video did buy into METTC back in July, because if you did, your portfolio would have a nearly 300% increase. That is astronomical if you see it compared to other percentages here. You know, looking down, just glancing, yeah, right underneath it, we got a 42, a 56. With some of the more recent stuff, a 13, a 10% gain. So you see almost 300% is astronomical. If we would have sold that on Friday, we would have had a gain of $105.78. So pretty cool to see that, and pretty cool to see it still moving up. Hopefully this week, when the market corrects itself and recovers a little bit, it will continue to move in the right direction. Moving on, Verizon Communications, we sold one share at 43.16. This one we gained a whole 8 cents. Awesome. We sold TVRG 12 shares at $19.91 with a gain of $12. So that's cool. DHT, we sold 6 shares at 11 cents with the whole $11.66 with an entire gain of 18 cents. So on this slide, we had some gains. So that's pretty cool to see. At least we're going to be able to take some money home. Have some take home this episode. Here, not so pretty. These are some of our more recent buys, which means that per my strategy, it was basically time to cut sling and load on them before it got too much or worse. So we sold CCEC 6 shares at $20.80, took a hit of $7.50. We sold our other AT&T line item, 5 shares at $26.11, took a hit of about $14.50. And then further down, GSL, we sold 2 shares at $27.48 and took a hit of $6.10. This slide I'm not happy about having to let some of these line items go, because I think it was around the August time frame where we really started increasing the dollar amount that we were purchasing at. You know, early on it was like $30 here, $40 here, every now and then $50, but here we started really purchasing stuff at $70, $80, $100. So these are shares that I really wanted to see grow and take off, but unfortunately, with just way I think the government shutdown is playing a big part of it. What happened on Friday, I'll be honest, I really don't know what happened Friday to cause the stock market to really take a dive, or at least what we look at in our sectors really took a hit. But you play the game, you're going to take some hits. Unfortunately, this one was a bad one. And maybe this week it will recover and show some positives on some of these markets that we have in. So with that being said, we really do want it to have a good week, because when you sell a lot of items, it frees up cash to buy a lot. So what we bought Friday at closing, we spent a lot of money. I think, if I remember correctly off the top of my head, it was somewhere around, our wiggle room was in about $750 worth of purchases that we can make. So that's why I said in the criteria slide, we bought shares ranging from $5 to $250. Actually, I may have to fix that. I got to go back and fix that slide. I apologize for that. We purchased within $100 range, but our cap was $250. So yeah, I'll have to brief by exception on that and go back. I'll fix that for future slides. Um, my error, because we really haven't gone over that $100 amount really with how much we've been purchasing. So the cap was $250 per share or per stock. So, all right. With that correction being said, let's go ahead and talk about what we bought. We bought SATS EcoStar Corporation, $3 at 74, three shares at $74. You may remember SATS. It's one that really took off a while back. We did sell it high. Now it's kind of been coming back down a little bit, but it opened back up per our strategies to purchase again. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little nervous about this one because it has kind of been coming down. It may keep coming down, but hopefully it comes up. But if it does come down, we will sell it before it gets too bad. Moving on, RRC Range Resources Corporation, 6 shares at $36.36, and then HNRG Hallador Energy Company, 12 shares at $20.26. So yeah, we spent a lot of money here on these shares. So we really want to see this week have some positives. Not gonna lie, I'm a bit nervous about this week. So hopefully in the next video we have some good news. If not, hey, we'll go ahead and cut sling load on these and take the hits that we take until we find some that are going to take off, like that METC. All right, so before getting to the next slide, so we have a total of 138 shares in our portfolio. If we were to sell here in a few hours at market opening, we would have an overall gain of $126.56. So while we did take a hit on Friday, our portfolio is still looking strong. All right, moving on to the next slide. You see here our over-under. This is kind of the health, I guess you could call it the health meter of our portfolio overall. Yeah, it did drop down from about $155 down to about $125. Again, with a big hit on Friday, inevitably this was going to take a drop. But again, it does show how the strength of our portfolio overall set pretty strong. Excuse me. Overall income, this slide I'm really disappointed with. I was really hoping to have a turn into a positive because we're now on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months straight of having a negative trend of this slide. And this is one we want to see it going in the positive. You saw that big move back in looks like last October, and then when we sold that's probably when we sold the SATS when it really took off. And yeah, ever since then it's just been coming down. We need to have a month when it goes in the right direction. Unfortunately, it just hasn't been that way. I think that if this month or Friday wasn't taking such a big hit, it would have been a little bit different. But it dropped down from $3 to about $20. So not a big hit, but still not what we want to see. We want to see this one moving back into the right direction. Take home, because we did have some stocks that did have some positive sells to it. So we did take home a few bucks. Went from about $127 to $133. And basically any stock that we share with a positive amount, we take home half of that and then reinvest the rest of it. Our investment amount, that's still kind of staying steady. This is basically the shares that we have bought. So it was 133 or whatever on the previous slide. However many shares the shares that we have bought, what we paid for them at their purchase price. So obviously this one is going to move up in the upward trend, but we do kind of want to see it curving, having a little bit of a negative curve, because we want to buy low and then sell high. And then of course, in our total amount, this is the one we want to have start curving in northern direction, because If we reinvest into our portfolio, it grows, and as our market, as our portfolio amounts, our gain, our over under, as it increases, this portfolio or this slide will continue to move in the upward direction. If it ever moves in the downward direction, it means the stock market is really doing bad. Here's our first combined slide of our over-under income and take-home. I kind of call this our spaghetti slide. We name it our spaghetti slide. You see, where that income is just moving downward. Take-home keeps moving up, and our over-under took a little bit of a dip. But overall, you see, over time, everything has been moving in the right direction. We just need that income to move back onto the north side of this graph. And hopefully in the next video it will, but we'll have to wait and see. And here's our second combined of both the investment and total. You see where this one kind of remained parallel for a while and starting to kind of separate off. I expected that to happen. Not so much as it is, but yeah, it's starting to spread apart. But still moving in the upward direction. So after we removed all of our line items that we sold, here is how our portfolio is looking now. If we have a total of 105 shares in our portfolio, and if we sold everything here in a few hours when the market opens, we would have an overall gain of $143, $144 if you're rounding correctly. So yeah, that invested amount, that's showing the 105 shares times what we paid for it. So yeah, like I said, overall our portfolio is looking strong. We just have a few line items at the top that are not doing very well, but as you look further down, you see we have a lot that are doing very well. We get 10%, 13%, 56%. So a lot to look forward to in the upcoming videos. We just again got to wait and see when those line items will move. So this was a little bit longer video. Like I said at the top, there was a lot that has happened over the week. It started off okay, and then went not okay on Friday. So I figured I was going to have a lot to talk about with all that. I hope there's some useful information you all gain from these videos. I enjoy talking about stocks. I enjoy sharing what I'm learning and what I'm seeing. So yeah, hopefully you get something that helps you out with your portfolio. So with that being said, good stock hunting. Don't forget to comment, rate, share, subscribe, all of the above. And until the next video, take it easy.